now recognize Representative Lee Zeldin of New York for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Secretary Kerry, did you meet with Iranian Foreign Minister Zarif in Munich during the Munich Security Conference in February 2019?
I don't know if I met with him in 2019. I don't have a recollection of 2019.
Maybe you don't remember the year.
I met with him. I know I met with him. I know I met with him in 2018, and I met with him. I think twice in 2018 and twice in 2017.
Do you recall meeting him in Munich during the Munich Security Conference?
I recall meeting him. I just can't remember exactly which year or when it was.
Were there other U.S. participants in that meeting?
Well, I think it was not a meeting. I think I just
Were there other U.S.
pleasantries.
Were there other Americans with you in that discussion?
I don't recall. There were in one or two, but I don't recall which one.
In the meetings that you did have U.S. participants, who were the U.S. participants?
In Oslo, I met with I think John, a fellow named John Feiner might have been with me in Oslo. I don't know in New York. I can't remember who was with me in New York. It was during the UNGA, during the United Nations meeting. And the Oslo meeting was a public event, which I did with the High Representative of EU, the former High Representative of EU. No, she was then still sitting High Representative. And it was hosted by the Norwegian Peace Institute.
Okay, well, I'm just asking if which U.S. participants were in the meeting. Any other names?
But I remember I had other people with me. I have to go back and figure out. I don't recall who was the traveling party.
Did the discussion involve foreign affairs?
Writ large, yeah.
Did it involve U.S. foreign policy?
It involved sort of listening to views of what is happening in the world. Where are we? Where are we going? What do you think about this? It's a general conversation, similar to one, by the way, that many members of Congress met with him during that same period when I was in New York and had a meeting in New York. He met with Congress. He met with the New York Times editorial board. He was on TV.
Yeah,
it was
I'm
just
just
a
asking
public
about
dialogue.
your meetings. Any other meetings with, how many meetings did you have with Zarif during the Trump administration?
I think during the Trump administration, I had 4 meetings.
Did you have any phone calls with Zarif during the Trump administration?
No.
Would messages, communications be passed between the two of you separately?
No,
through
the only
third
time
parties?
we ever had any communication was about the specific meeting to get together to compare notes on what was happening in the world.
Did you have access, did you obtain any classified information during the Trump administration?
No.
Do you recall having a conversation with the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff at the Munich Security Conference? Do you recall having an extended conversation with the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff at the Munich Security Conference?
I think we had a beer in the Ratskeller underneath the thing, but I don't recall specifically very much.
Okay, there was a main room, because I was there as well. There was a main room where there was a bunch of speakers, and I was there, I watched. You guys had an extended conversation. You don't recall that conversation?
In the main hall?
Yes.
It's entirely possible. I remember sitting with him having a beer. It was more fun.
But you don't recall having that conversation with the chairman?
I don't recall the conversation. It's entirely. I think he sat beside me. We sat on the right side of the hall, looking towards the stage, and I think we sat there.
Okay. Well, you guys were standing, but when you guys met with Zarif, when you were talking about U.S. foreign policy, would you advocate for your position on policy?
The only time I didn't advocate for my position, when I met with him, during the period of time I met with Zarif, we were in the agreement. From the time President Trump pulled out of the agreement in May of 2018, And I don't recall having another conversation with Zarif after
Well,
that.
we're running out of time. We have one president at a time, and those conversations weren't helpful. I yield back.